Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most pivotal, devastating, and ultimately world-changing moments in human history. Imagine this with me for a moment. April 1945. The entire world holds its breath, its collective ear pressed against the radio, listening as an earth-shattering thunder echoes over the ruins of Berlin. This wasn't just a city. It was the Nazi capital, once the pulsing, arrogant heart of Hitler's twisted empire. Now, it was collapsing. We're talking about a city under the unimaginable fire of over 1 million shells. From the east, Soviet soldiers, weary but relentless, were advancing street by street, house by agonizing house. The sky above Berlin wasn't blue. It was a dark, choking curtain of smoke, stained red by the constant fires. Below, in the trembling basements, civilians huddled together, clutching their children, their faces etched with terror. They listened to the endless roar of artillery above them, every single wall shaking, every second feeling like it could be the absolute end of the world. Can you even begin to comprehend that level of fear, that sheer, overwhelming sense of impending doom? Meanwhile, deep beneath that shattered city, in his claustrophobic bunker, Adolf Hitler was in full denial. He refused to believe it was over. Even as his world crumbled, he still babbled about phantom armies, about miraculous counterattacks that everyone knew would never, ever come. His generals, trapped in that same grim reality, knew the horrifying truth. The Third Reich was finished. But fear, that insidious, paralyzing fear, kept them silent, their voices choked by the weight of their own despair and the dictator's delusion. Outside, the streets of Berlin had transformed into a living nightmare. Burned-out tanks lay scattered like grotesque metal skeletons, testament to the brutal, unforgiving struggle. The air itself was a noxious cocktail, the acrid smell of smoke, the metallic tang of fuel, and the undeniable heavy scent of death hung everywhere. Soldiers, German and Soviet alike, fought not for victory anymore, but for sheer survival. For many, particularly on the German side, surrender meant nothing but silence or a bullet, a chilling choice that stripped away all hope. The Soviets pushed closer and closer to the iconic Reichstag building. Every flag unfurled, every bullet fired, felt symbolic, loaded with a tragic weight. It was as if the entire brutal war was converging, culminating in this one desperate, dying city. On April 30th, 1945, deep beneath the earth, the architect of so much suffering, Adolf Hitler, ended his own life. Above, the Red Army stormed the ruins, planting their flag triumphantly over the Reichstag. That single photograph of that flag flying over the rubble would forever capture the moment the world seemingly changed. But here's the often overlooked truth. That victory, for all its symbolic power, felt profoundly hollow. For the soldiers who had fought through that unimaginable rubble, it wasn't a moment of triumph. It was a crushing wave of exhaustion. Berlin, once a symbol of imperial ambition, was now a graveyard of dreams. Both the monstrous Nazi dreams and the innocent dreams of countless lives extinguished. The city that had promised a 1,000-year empire lasted only 12. When the guns finally, mercifully, fell silent, what remained was not celebration, but the deafening silence of ghosts. Millions were dead. The streets were filled with orphans, widows, and mountains of debris. The war in Europe was finally, truly over, but humanity stood at a crossroads, staring into the smoldering ashes of its own terrifying creation. And maybe, just maybe, that's the true story of Berlin's fall. Not a simple victory, not a glorious conquest, but a profound, enduring warning. A stark reminder that no empire, no ideology, and certainly no single man, no matter how powerful or charismatic, can possibly survive when hate, division, and destruction become its very foundation. So the next time history whispers of glory, of conquest, of empires rising and falling, remember this. The end of Berlin wasn't just the end of a war. It was the moment the world collectively stopped breathing, held its breath in disbelief, and then, somehow, miraculously, began to breathe again, to rebuild, to hope for a better future. It was a crucible that forged a new understanding of peace. If this story moved you, if it sparked a flicker of curiosity about the often unseen layers of history, please hit that subscribe button. Join us for more hidden truths of World War II, where every victory often hides a tragedy, and every tragedy, no matter how immense, holds a lesson we must never, ever forget. We're here to learn from the past, to build a more mindful future. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.